So it is January 13th, 2022, as of whoever decided to create a calendar says. Alright, so I'm going to start off this video with saying hi. How you doing? I'm Patrick. I am 43 years old, soon to be 44. Yeah, we're going to learn about 44 in a while. But I have, in the last year, done a lot of research and in the spirit, prayer, scriptures. Gift of prophecy given to me when I don't deserve it, because nobody deserves anything. Paul says that all the time, every single letter, he always makes sure to say that the truth of the matter, and that people are not good, including him. Only God's good. So I'm going to show you, hopefully, in a few ways, just tonight, in a little clip video, a few ways that the enemy is able to always, and I mean this, always. That's why we're having revelation, because God's people got fooled again. You know, we're in Egypt again. So I'm going to show you what I mean by we're in Egypt again, when you might not even know there's even anything wrong in the world, besides, we know what. We're not going to say that word out loud, because we're going to try to be, I don't want to say try to be smart, because we are smart. That's why we're watching this video together, and that's why we're learning together. No, not smart, but I don't know, covert. Take a page from their book, be a little more covert about covert things. I think I got some smart people on here. Y'all can figure out what I was meaning by what I'm not going to say out loud, so that this video stays up in the free society of the United States of America. So I want to give you an illumination warning. If you're here, it's because you are aware that there really is an Illuminati, that there really is a new world order, and that they're trying to get an agenda passed. It's already been passed. If you don't know that, or if you're shocked by that, then good. That means that you're doing what your Bible said. You're loving your family, and you're working your job, and you're providing for people, and you're, I don't know, having a soul, and not trying to suck everything out that they possibly can out of every other human individual, and then take their soul down to hell with them on top of it. So I want to tell you something. The illumination starts with, and I've been doing this in some of my other videos. First of all, it starts with impromptu things like being able to still have a sense of humor in the end times. But it starts with stuff like this. I mean, these are soft white light bulbs in a living room, and you would think that, I don't know, you'd think I was in Guantanamo Bay. But no, that's the only light bulbs you can get. Why? Well, the environment. That's the environment. No, it's not the environment. Most certainly it's not. Don't fall for that. It's not the environment. And I'm not coming from a Sean Hannity, there is no global warming kind of a way. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Sean Hannity's in on it. Look at this, though. I can't even look with my naked eyes, but on film y'all could see it's just a light, but it's really bright, right? Well, no. Get in here with all of these and keep them on for a few days. They won't be as bright, because it's burning our eyes out. And my eyes, you might be like, how can they do that? I don't know. You ever heard of, sometimes when I talk, I might sound a little condescending, because I've been working for a long time with nobody listening to anything that I have to say. And I know that's not you guys, because you clicked. So if I say something that sounds condescending, I'm very sorry. I really am. Because that's not what I'm trying to do. We've got enough problems with people trying to get in people's psychology and mess them up. For me to be doing that, unintentionally, because they do it intentionally and designed to do it. So, like with the light bulb, you ever see in these movies, or if you ever do go into, I don't know, I don't think that you would if you click this video, maybe, because guess what? We're all sinners, right? So, if you're ever being seriously interrogated, what do they always show? There's a dark room, and it's there's an old rickety spotlight thing just right over top of them. And every so often, if they really get angry at the person who's not answering questions the way they want them to, they do, oh yeah, We can make this as long as this will last all day long. You know what? When you fall down and hit your head, when you go to get checked up, what's one of the things that an ambulance guy would do if he shows up? Very first thing, if there's possible, change to your head. What do? That's right. They flash a light. Yeah. They flash a light into, they look for our reaction to the light from our learners. From pupils, the pupils in our eyes. So they shine a light in there to make sure that they're reacting the way that they need them to react, so that they see that our brain's working in their mind correctly, right? Right. But sometimes, sometimes we as people, even ambulance drivers that are just trained to look for responses, because it really does show how the brain is responding. But maybe we might not be told the full reasons why we do it in a certain way to see if it's responding. Like we might be like a deer in the headlights, so to speak, just kind of like, huh? What's going on? Oh, you've told me what's going on. With a light shining on me. Okay, that's what's going on. Because when they do this, no, you are going to tell us enough times. It depends. That's why, like you see on these shows, like 48 hours. It's like some people are like, nope. If you already know everything, then arrest me. Like nothing works on them. Or some of them like, look, we already know this, and we know that. And that's a spotlight. A spotlight starts getting on them. And what about this? Have you ever thought about that? Hey, how do you think that we knew to even go to Lil Dog's house? Think about that. So, I don't know. It's up to you. And they just walk off, and they leave you with your thoughts. But guess what? Here's the thing. They're thoughts that they've formed in your brain since the time that you were born. Unless you were raised in a church and didn't pay attention to stoppages and starts and chapter numbers and verse numbers, because we'll get into that later. Hopefully you come back and you find out why. Because while it does say that God's word is inerrant, and it is, it does not say that people will not come along that are God's enemies, take control of a church, put the book together, which they did. And then also, though, see, here's the thing. He didn't say, I will not allow them to chapter and number and call things verses. No, he just said don't add to or change to the words. Yeah. So we got that. Anyways, I say those in those ways because it's like this. When they developed our language, who I'm going to get to on the board in a second, when they developed our language, that's the way they did it. That's the way they did it. They took words that had double meaning. And that's another word too. It's a DM. And DM means something to them. Kind of like a DM in your inbox. A direct message. This is what it's called there. But it's called other things in other places. And it means other things in other places. And we'll get to that stuff later, because there's a lot of stuff that means a lot of stuff. Like M&M's. And like the artist Eminem. And like Mickey Mouse. And like Eminem having Mars bars and Milky Way. Alright? These things are all related, and they're candy too. And Kit Kat and TikTok. And sweets and addictions and little toys and tools that they could put in front of us. Don't make me do my Mr. Agent Smith already in this series, because that'll be too quick, I think. Might kind of what one of these brainwashed nature physics quantum guys of the end times says might unintentionally blow your mind. And when you find out how they're going to blow our minds, you'll really be like, wow, that's a creep. But hey, he really is just some confused science hippie guy. So yeah, you got your demon eating babies at night and drinking the blood people in the White House, sure. Yeah. And then you got your scientists that are like him. Yeah. Yeah. And then you got your Hollywood liberal elites that are promised the luxuries of everything, but it depends on the personality, I would think, and what type of things they need them to do. How young they got to them. if they abuse them while they were young as to what they teach them, indoctrinate them with. But it's always the same thing, and I'm going to show you what the same thing is. So I have 100% factual things I'm going to tell you about. I'm never going to tell you about theories. If I do, I'll say this is just a theory of mine before I say it every single time. So it's 100% factual evidence. Factual evidence that the Cloverfield, see, there I go again. No, the Cloverfield. Anyways, that weird movie with John Goodman. Yeah, John Goodman. We'll get to John in another video because that's a whole video. But Goodman, okay, that's his name, John Goodman. So he's got to be a good man, right? This is what I mean by no, because we already know this from history. They didn't erase that yet, I hope, anyways, at least from people watching this video, that they got taught in school still. It was still around that we gave slaves, African Americans, and other places that we brought colored people from and made them slaves, like physical slaves where they knew they were slaves and being whipped actively, right? Those kind of slaves, not us slaves, but the actual, like, took a lot worse, which we're getting ready to slaves. Those kind of slaves. We know that we gave them last names, right? Don't we? That's why there's similar names in the black communities here. There's a lot more other cultures' last names. What do you think's going on with the Latinos? They don't have very many to choose from either. You know why that is? Because their language came from ours, and it didn't take priority over white Englishmen that were in the forenamers or the Freemasons. Our forefathers were Freemasons. The forefathers were white guys. And no, I'm definitely not a Black Lives Matter critical race theory guy, because this don't mean nothing. It's what's in here. But that's not the way they feel, unfortunately. And we'll get into that too with their swastikas.